Welcome to After Dark with Shawn Cornelius. I am your host, the romantic funny man, Shawn Cornelius, and I hope everybody's having a good evening tonight because we have such a fantastic show. So you know how I do it. 2 minutes after the show starts, it's time to get my guest on because I don't like to waste time, and I am so looking forward to this tonight. We're playing this. Whew, when she said, "Yeah," I just had to squeeze her in on a night where I don't care. Let's do three shows as long as I get her on. She is originally from this area, originally New York, but she found her way down south, and it's okay because I do that too as well. But she is awesome, man. We met when I was casted in a production some years ago, and she's an awesome talent director. Writer, I know she's so funny. She should be a comedian. I'm not sure. She's hanging out with some folks down in Atlanta. We'll find out who, but she's very funny. She's a union actress, and we're going to get into a whole bunch of that. So please, let's welcome her to the show. Please, here she is, Monique Andress. I said it with a little Andress. It's
Andress.
Andress. How are you?
I am awesome. And I truly mean it. I know a lot of people use like, oh, I'm awesome. I really am awesome. And I feel really good.
I know you do, and I
Yay!
believe you because I know you, and that's that energy that I'm so used to with you. So I want
Absolutely.
to thank you, though. Thank you for coming on tonight and giving us some time.
Yes, thank you for reaching out to me. I do not take that lightly. I am just so grateful when uh for all these little opportunities. This is great. I appreciate it so much. So thank you for reaching out to me and wanting to sit down with me.
Oh, of course, of course. We've sat down and had some other chats. Why not? Why not this? This is
Right.
turning into something really nice, and I want to give back what I can give back in any
Mhm.
kind of way that I can for those that kind of shared things and looked out for me on some kind of level. Because I don't have the mansion yet or the money where I can have a big party and fly people in and have them sit around the pool and the fireplace and we talk. But we can
Not
do
yet.
this. Not yet. It's on the way. It's on the way.
Right.
Want to say what's going on to Sherry Edwards, Jimmy Criffo, Richie Judas, Jamaica Clark, Anita Marie, Sparrow, David Velasquez. Also, somebody that I think you know. Let's see if you know this person.
Oh,
It's Robin,
look,
Robin Baker.
Robin Baker, who
Yes,
gave me my opportunity to direct you
yes, yes. So with
in the
Day
play.
Robin, yes,
Yes.
yep, best
And
kept
you were
secret.
so awesome.
Thank you.
Let me tell you, honestly, as a director, you want to have artists, actors that listen and they're teachable and they're coachable, and that's what you was. It was just great. So I appreciated that opportunity.
Thank you so much, and I
Love
appreciate
you,
you and
Robin.
Robin. Yeah, for giving me the opportunity to be in that type of situation and trusting me in that role. But we're going to talk about that a little bit more as well. We'll get into that. But Monique, listen, let them know because I know. And this interview thing to me, it's like I hate the structured interview because we're cool, we're friends. So
Yeah.
so I kind of be mellow and easy and relaxed, just like we're talking. Let the
Okay.
people know that don't know you, where you're from,
Okay.
and
I
who
am
you are.
from. I'm from East New York, Brooklyn. Baby, all day, every day, East New York. I know. See, that's when that New York comes out. Hold on, let me fall back. I'm a Georgia peach
I
now.
was getting ready to say you're not really every day, all day, not nowadays because you're not even there anymore.
I
It's in your heart, but tell them where you are now. They already should
know.
know I said it.
Yes, I am. I am now in Georgia. Yes, I relocated here with my job, which was great. In 2012. Man, the time has gone by so
Yeah,
fast.
yeah. I remember when you told me you were headed down, going down that way.
And it has been honestly, it I don't regret the move. I miss my people. I miss you guys. I miss New York, just like as a whole. But
Yeah,
man, coming down here was really the best thing for me. Just being able to work with Terry J. Vaughn and Rodney Perry, just being on stage with them. I even had the benefit, God rest his soul, to be in instruction with Tommy Ford.
Tommy Ford. Yes.
Yes, I remember taking a workshop with him, and man, so just the opportunities that have presented itself for me here in Georgia, it's just been awesome.
Yeah, that's been great. 'Cause I've been following you, and what you've been doing. And if they don't know Terry J. Vaughn, she played Sadie's.
Look, you my Sadie.
She,
I be
she,
like, hey Sadie.
she played Levita on the Steve Harvey show.
Yes,
And very
yes,
talented lady. Well,
yes, she
that's
is.
great. Now, I know you as an actress, and I know
Mhm.
all that kind. We met, and you did the directing thing and all the other stuff. When did you get into the arts? What got you into the arts as well?
Okay, interesting story. So, my day job, I'm a government worker. So that's what's paying the bills and that's
Hmm.
what's funding my business of acting, right? So a colleague of mine was like, you know what, you're so funny and you need to, get out there. So long story short, went out there, did an audition, didn't get it, but it just showed me that wait, I might have a little bit of talent, and I just stayed on that path, and I got my first play back in '97, and honestly, it has been honestly a true blessing where I haven't had to audition, and I'm not saying that like to kind of toot myself on horn. I'm really just giving the praises to God because I've been able to get a lot of gigs from not auditioning. I
Right.
actually got the gig because somebody saw my work. They came to see a show and they're like, "Hey, I saw you in this. I have a role for you." And I'm like, that's just pure blessings right there. For
Oh, that's
somebody just to, man, I don't take that for granted at all.
yeah,
At
that's awesome.
all. Yeah, yeah. So ever since then, so on like '97, I've just been on that path. I've been, doing theater. Theater is my love. That's my foundation. That's what I grew up on. Moving out to Georgia, it's the TV film market. And so I've transitioned over to that, but my heart is still stage. My
That's
heart is
awesome.
still stage.
Now, you have something that's up loud because I can hear it myself. I don't know if anybody else can hear it. It's an echo. Well, it's not an echo. I hear my voice, so it pops in and out. To you, are you good? Is the audio good with you?
Yes, it
All
sounds
right, great.
great.
All right, well,
Okay.
cool. Let's
Yeah,
get
you
into it.
sound good.
Let's keep it going.
Okay.
What was it that that's like for me to be a comedian, it was something that twisted and said, boom, it popped in. This is what I want to do. What was a specific thing the day you decided, that specific thing that you said, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do it.
Well, I'm gonna tell you, it was going on the audition, right? I mean, I was not on the track of being an actress when my friend at the time said, listen, I think it was the National Black Theater Company in Harlem. They was doing something, and she said, "Go and audition." I was like, "I don't have a headshot." She said, and I know people are gonna laugh if they know this. She said, "Go to Green Acres and go to Moto for." Remember that? Like she said, "Go to Green Acres and get a photo, and then print out an 8x10." So I did all of that. Like I said, went on the audition. I got a call back,
Okay.
so which was big for me. That was my first call back, and like I said, I didn't get it, but it was at that moment I was like, wow, this is something I think I might want to do. And honestly, and now that you asked me that,
Hmm.
to really sit and think about it, that was the moment that I said, I'm going to pursue this. It was that. And, God rest her soul, I lost her this year to COVID. The
Sorry.
woman
Yeah.
who introduced me to act, like push me out there. Now, I always had acting in me. So let me just say, as a kid, I always wanted to do it. But, I come from parents that was like, get a job, get that security. What is acting gonna do for you? You go to college. So I went to college, but I studied, business management marketing.
Hmm.
I was like, what can I earn from acting? So I didn't even, although that was in my heart, that's not what I went to school for.
Okay.
Hmm.
Okay. And so, well, it turned out to be good.
Yes, it did.
So
It did.
talk about one some of your first productions, or some of the ones that that you remember to be very educational, fun um, productions.
Oh my gosh. Well, my very first production was called You Shouldn't Have Told. Ann Thompson Scretching. And I don't know if she's out there on Facebook. She gave me my first opportunity. I will never, ever forget her. She heard me. I just went along with my friend to kind of do a reading, like I was just there to assist. She heard me do my dialect, my
Oh,
Puerto Rican. Yeah, she heard me do this, my Spanglish. This is something that I love. Okay, right? So she heard me do that. She actually changed the role to make her a Latina character.
oh wow.
Man, I'm telling you, you think about those things and
Yes.
you just go like, wow, yeah, man, she gave me my first opportunity and to change the role,
That's when you
to
know you
make
got
it, to
something.
showcase me.
Yeah, you know you're good.
Guys, that's blessings. That's him, man.
It is. Well,
For real.
that's awesome. And so, would you do any other dialects? You do any other cultural dialects, accents?
Well, okay, my three top that I feel very comfortable in. If I have any actors or actresses out there, you guys know we can't really put anything on our resume that we don't feel we're strong in, right? So my three is, like I said, my Spanglish. I mira man, you just saw me do that. Then I do my Caribbean, my Jamaican. This is my Jamaican woman. This thing have got me many gigs. Yes, that's how I got my union card.
All right.
Doing this accent right here on the Louis C.K. show.
Okay.
I'm telling you, that's what got me the gig on HBO. And then my last one is like my Valley Girl. Like, oh my God, like I'm so super excited. And this, oh my God, it feels so great. I'm glad to be here with you, Shawn. Those are my three. And I
They're
mean, I'm
good.
clever, with my African, I do that. You are my brother. You look very good. So I play around with some things. Yeah.
Very nice. Very nice. See, that's a professional when you just say, "Hey, listen, go with it. Where can you go? Go, sing something, say something, act something."
We're always on as performers and artists. We don't play. We always have to be ready. I
Right.
don't know. We always ready. If I say, Shawn, sing something for me.
Girl, you know I can't sing on my show. I can't do it.
That's right. That's right. Look, we stay ready. We
You never
stay
know.
ready.
You never know. They always say you never know who's watching, but if you love what you're doing or you're in love with what you're doing, that's how
Yeah.
it rocks and roll. I want to say what's going on to my buddy Ralph Gaston. I went to high school. There's a lot of my high school friends on the show tonight. That's why we want you guys to share this because we want to get as many people on as possible to watch this
Yes.
very talented lady because she's got so much more. Now, let's jump into the writing.
The writing.
You write.
Who? No. Now, I'm not going to say I don't write. I know we
Okay.
probably all have that in us, but honestly, I haven't written anything. I've had it in me to want to write, but
Mm.
honestly, I have not.
You
I keep running from it, and I know I have to stop that. I got some things in me.
You see what? Yeah, and see that's what it is. I don't. I'll just leave it right there. But but we all. I consider you one of those multi-talented people, multifaceted people. So if you're an actor or an actress, at some point you get into the behind the scenes stuff. You kind of write something, or you go into producing, or it kind of moves off into whatever level. But you do because you directed, obviously.
Oh my gosh.
What was your
Oh,
first directed project? The project you directed? And
Robin.
look at what Robin says. See,
Yeah.
Robin says, "See, Shaw, I've been telling you."
This woman here, my sister girl, I love her dearly because let me just say this real quick. Just you guys don't may not know Robin, and some of y'all do. Robin, as a writer, it's writers are serious about their work. All right, let's just say this. That's their baby. They're very sensitive to it. And for her and she's always directed all of her pieces. She saw something in me that I didn't see in myself. I was not thinking about directing. And she said, Mo, I want to, and I was like, what, huh? She said, no, yeah, you. And it was her. Best
Oh,
kept secrets, like
yes.
my first And that's why I said all of you guys on there, the whole cast, you guys made my job easy because you listened. You know, we was all like on the same level. We're all actors. We're all, colleagues, if you will. And you guys didn't treat me like, oh, that's Mo. We don't really have, oh, that's just Mo. Yeah, I know she's a director, but yeah, that's Mo. You guys gave me the utmost respect. And I love you guys for that. I really do. So
You brought
that was my first directing gig.
You would have not known it. You brought that to that, and obviously Robin knows talent. She knows people who can do what they can do
She
because she's
saw
very. I
it.
need to get her on the show as well.
You
But
have to.
she saw something obviously in you and trusted you with her baby, her writing, her production. It turned out really awesome. But again, even though we were kind of all on the same level, you still show the respect to the title. So if you're the director, that means you are the director. You know what's going on. And I automatically you learn that coming up, in life, but especially
Right.
in theater, whomever,
Right.
this is the writer,
Right.
the director. You got to focus because obviously they're directing for a reason.
Mm-hmm.
And the show was great. Again, I had an opportunity to work with some very
Yeah.
talented folks as well,
Yeah.
Steven Strickland and Lorraine
Yes.
Martinique, Cotton Candy,
Jane, Martinique,
yeah, Lenore.
Lenore. Yes. Oh my gosh. We
Um,
had an awesome cast.
Listen,
Awesome.
Royal, you guys,
Yes,
it was
Royal.
so
Miss
cool.
Span
Miss
now. Miss
Yeah,
Span.
with the family, babies
Yes.
and everything. It
Yes.
was great because I hadn't really done anything heavy theater wise since I'd been
Mm.
back home.
Mm-hmm.
And Robin, throw the year up for it. What was the year, Mo? We did it. What was that? What was the year?
It
Because
was like 2000 and what was it, like 9, Robert? When did we do that?
it was very early when I did it, and I remember it was one of my first real serious theater things since I came back home.
Mm-hmm.
And it was just
Mm-hmm.
a great, and for me to be able to have the one of the leads, and her,
Um,
you guys trusting me to go. All right, here we go.
and we
The-
did, and let me just add on to that. And because we have to recognize this, Robin is such a person who believes in putting out quality. Okay,
Mhm.
so for somebody who's new coming in the game and they're able to be on a was it top oh my gosh, I'm sorry, I just got a brain for
Don't worry.
TP generation,
Okay.
TP gen production. You're being baptized into quality because she's serious about what she puts out. And I was able to also be a part of Dying to Live. She got
Mhm.
me in a wig. Okay, I was like, wait a minute now, you want me to get all old and put on, but I put that wig on, baby. Yes,
Yes.
I did. I put that wig on. I sure did. Look, played her mama. Yes, I did. I sure enough did. And that was such a wonderful piece. That's one
Yeah.
of my favorite pieces too, honestly, Dying to Live, because it was dealing with AIDS, with HIV,
Right.
and
Right.
just I mean, did you get to see that
No, I
piece?
didn't get to. I
You
heard of
didn't
the
get to
piece.
see
I didn't get
that?
a chance to see it, but I heard about it.
Very good
I
piece.
heard
Yeah.
about it.
Dealing with HIV. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Listen, I'm gonna tell you something. This is why this is so cool for me because, again, we're all on a certain level, but it doesn't matter if you're an A-lister or a B-lister or a C-lister. There are people on all levels who have stories to tell, and they're awesome
Yes.
stories. And
Mhm.
these two ladies, I'm telling you guys, sometimes when you watch shows and people are like smoozing and wooing up to the guests, we're friends. So it's not like I
We
gotta,
keep it
yeah, it's
keeping
real.
it
We keep
real.
it very real and transparent. We know each
Yes.
other like that, so it's not a fake game. So
Right.
you bounced on and did some things. Your job took you down to the ATL. I
Yes.
mentioned in my intro that I feel
You
that you have some
feel.
comedic timing to yourself, and you're funny, and you're down there, and you're working with one of the top comics in the country, some workshops and doing some things. And God bless him, he
Yeah.
he got through the COVID, his bout with COVID.
Yes. Oh, my
Rodney Perry.
heart. Yeah.
And so, what's it like working with Rodney? He used to be the Ed McMahon on the Monique show, basically.
Yes.
And Monique had her sidekick. That was Rodney.
Let me tell you what I love about Mr. Rodney Perry. He is so inspirational. Every time I'm around him, like he provides opportunities and he's so encouraging and he's inspirational. And like when he would introduce me to people, he's like, yo, this woman right here, yo, she's dope. She's dope right here. And I'm just like, I appreciate that because listen, Rodney doesn't have to do that. He's already out there. He's like already done and he's the type of person and because he's already done it. Because that's actually how I got I'm actually on working on this other project with him called The Urbans, which is going to be coming out.
Okay.
If you listen, if you good now, if somebody refer you, you have to be kind of all right. Like you're not going to refer me, Shawn, and you like, now I know she a little suspect. If somebody refers you, that means they think highly of you. Wouldn't
Right.
you say that?
Yes.
I mean, that's how I feel. Like, because it's our reputation. He's referred me to things like, and when he's doing like an all-star show, whatever, he invites me. Like, he's just so awesome. Just such a cool, genuine person who really wants to help if he can. It's awesome.
Yeah, good dude. Good dude.
Yes.
So what are some of the things that you've done since you've been down there outside of working on that level with Mr. Perry and Terry J. Vaughan? And what are the things that because you promoted something and I don't want to get it wrong because it just flew across my brain.
Okay.
But you've done so tell them some of the projects that you've done since you've been down there.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna do some current stuff. Okay. Well, let me just also say I am currently with an agent. I'm with YJB Talent. Yay! Shout out to YJB Talent out here in the Southeast, and she's also in the Midwest, and she's got an office in LA. But I was blessed to. I just worked on a Macy's project. This was it's in this COVID environment they have something called like new media where you may see the advertisement on your cell phones or if you're in certain apps, on the laptop. It wasn't, like on prime time. I'm gonna say like, on channel 2 or channel 4. But I was thankful for the blessing. I mean, because a lot of businesses are losing money. So, they still need to advertise. So I guess the new media way is a way of, hey, we can still get out there and we don't have to spend the big, spend big budget to get out there. So
Right.
I had a Macy's gig and I just I'm gonna say last year because even though it wasn't this year, it was last year. I worked on this project because, like I said, I do a lot of theater out here, and I had the pleasure of working on a August Wilson piece. So all my theater people out there who love August Wilson, it was Gem of the Ocean. And I got to play Aunt Esther. Like that was, oh my gosh, that was everything for me. That was like, it's serious. August Wilson writes some serious dialogue for his character.
Awesome.
Man, oh my gosh, yeah, it's crazy. And so my most recent project that I'm very, very proud of, and that's why I say there's blessings in the pandemic. You got to make the pandemic work for you. Okay, so I was able to birth a workshop that I had been working on, and the way this workshop came into being is I was seeing where there was a lack of education with a lot of the new actors that wanted to come in. I'm a person that always loved to help, and I saw that there was a need. I would be on casting, assisting like casting directors. Like I was assisting my agent. One time she was having an open call, and we would see people come in who just didn't have their marketing materials together. They really had no experience, and they really didn't understand, when to be ready for an agent. So moving forward, I partnered with a very, very good friend of mine who's also an actress, a writer, and a director. And she saw the need as well. And we partnered together and we created a company called The Actors Table. And so we did our very first productions, The Doings of Acting, and it was great. I'm very proud of that because I had been talking about it, doing it for a while.
Okay.
And I'm only going to speak for myself. I'm not going to say, how when Tommy Ford taught me, he said, no, don't speak in groups in general. He said, speak for you, what you did and I always remember that. I always remember that lesson. So I'm just going to speak for me.
Right.
I let, procrastination, and I let fear of failure or not working, I let that stop me from getting the workshop together. And so I got it done. And so I'm just proud that I finished it, because I had been talking about it for a while and just pushed it to the side and didn't do it. So it was great. And I'm looking forward to the next one.
Well,
Yeah.
you're doing a lot.
Yeah.
And it's cool. Like you said, you can't let the pandemic stop you as long as you're here still. And
Yeah.
and again, well, blessings to those who have lost folks. But
Yeah.
while you're still here, period, outside of the pandemic, you have to make use of what the blessings that God has given you. And that's really
Absolutely.
cool. So
Absolutely.
we're going to take a break in a couple of minutes, but
Okay.
what is in the immediate future? Let's say this pandemic thing kind of goes away, poof, magically it goes. What's in the immediate future for Monique Andress?
Okay. Well, okay. In the immediate future, okay. Once the pandemic, because I forgot, I worked on my commercial voiceover demo reel. I'm so super excited about that. That was another thing that I was putting off, and it's done. I'm waiting for the final cut now. So I'm going to be promoting myself more with commercials, because I do believe this pandemic is going to go on for a minute. So guess what? We just got to work around it. Right?
Exactly.
We got to work with what we have, right? So that's what we're going to do. Listen, blessings in the pandemic. We're going to be doing that. So I'll be getting out there doing more. The Urbans is coming out. That the webisode series that I told you I spoke about, and we're going to start doing some more theater, because I didn't tell you, but I'm on the board of New African Grove, a Black theater company out here. I know.
Yeah, you didn't tell, but
Your girl trying to do some things. I'm trying to do a little something.
Say the name of that again. The first say the series again. The
Okay, it's called The Urbans.
Urbans.
The
Okay,
Urbans,
and
yeah.
that's going to be online. So
right, it's going to be on webisode, because actually the first episode should be coming out. I had the pleasure. Oh my gosh, and it's so crazy. I know you as a comedian, you know Tyler Craig.
Yes,
and it was so crazy. I had just shot a scene with him. And like 2 weeks later, I'm getting a call saying Tyler died, and I'm like, I'm telling you that. Geez, yeah.
Yeah, that hit the comedy community. I worked with Tyler years ago, and just to hear when anybody goes, but when it's in the comedy community, it's a small family, even though we're all small. So yeah, we just gotta so okay. Urbans come out, and then you got the thing you're working on now.
Yeah, and listen, we got to live our best life. This pandemic has taught me to love more, don't more stuff, and live. Live. Do you guys hear me? Live.
On that note, we're gonna let you live for a second, take a little breather. We're gonna take a short break and come back. But in the second half, we're gonna put Miss Monique on the hot seat. We're going to put her on the love seat, as I call it on the show, and we're going to find out she got all this energy about her career and the acting, and see how much energy she got about love, romance, intimacy, and relationships. When we come back with the second half, we'll be back with more After Dark for sure. With my special guest, Monique Andress, in just 1 second. All right, guys. Thank you for hanging out. we still got it. I'm special. We got Monique Andress sitting there. She's still here. Obviously, she's not scared, so she hasn't gone anywhere. So we're gonna put her on. Like I'm gonna tell you, Monique. Like a lot of people that come on, they sit and watch the show, they wait for the second half of the show because it can get a little tense. It cannot. It depends on the person, but
I
they
love
love,
it. I'm
like
ready.
I do. I love to find out people's opinions because I wrote my book, Expressions of Love and Romance. So I
Yeah,
like to
okay.
hear other people's opinions on this topic. Yeah, go ahead, get a little sip. Ready? Here we go.
You
Yeah,
wrong. Oh
yeah. You
my
should have put
God.
that on the camera. All right, here we go.
Look, okay, wait, okay, let me get myself together.
Ready?
Okay. Yeah.
All right. You might have to clean those glasses off in a few minutes.
We're
Let's
about
get
to get
started.
steamy.
Let's get started. What is
Okay.
your definition of love and why is it important to you? What is your definition of love and why is it important to you?
Oh my gosh. All right, that's a lot. Okay, what is my definition of love? Wow, Shawn. Guys,
Hello, that's just
I
the first question.
no, but you know what? Sometimes, I honestly, it's like when you kind of know what you want and or how it makes you feel, but then sometimes when you like, okay, let me put this in words.
Mhm.
I mean, I definitely know love to me is action, definitely. But love, gosh, man, love to me is someone who love to me is being emotionally supportive. Love is like I said, doing see and no depend love to me. God, Shawn, you stumped me. Like I'm like this. Wait. I'm like, wait,
You said you
what?
was
You got
ready.
me going. Dum, 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 dum.
You said you was ready.
I know, but you know what? You really, I'll tell you what though, you really got me saying, thinking like, Mo, what is love to you?
You know
I
what it is?
mean,
Like you said, when we're just doing it, it's not a problem. If you try to put it into words, it could
it
be a
makes
little because you're like, wait, wow, wait a minute, what is it?
wait,
That's why I say what is your definition because it's subjective.
yeah, you know what? I will say this. Let me just try to give some examples. And I don't even know if you can just say like what that's love. Because you know what, when you think about the definition of love, right? So let's think about it. So to me, there's two definitions. I could love you and I could be in love with you, right? So I do feel that because I can love because I remember when I was young saying love, I used to shy away from that word because I'm like, wait a minute, I don't love you. I mean, I just like you. But then when you look at the definition, what is love? The
Right.
definition of love is a strong
Ad-
like for
or it's
something
admiration, strong adoration for someone. Yeah. So
or
what were you?
something.
Right. So what were you shying away from? What is your definition? You know what, Mo? I got to tell you something. You are a first. You are doing a first on this show. This is the longest time it's taken someone to give me their definition of love on this show.
Move
All
to
right.
the next one. Look, next question. Look, you know how you like when you're on the game show, you be like,
Yeah, yeah, but
pass.
I can't pass
Next
on it.
question.
No, that's why it's a love seat that gets a little hot. You were just on the first question. You haven't wait till we get to the other ones.
Okay, okay. But can we come back to that one? Let me
You know
think.
what? I'm gonna be cool with you because I'm not gonna forget. You know.
Okay, we can come back. But you're
Okay.
giving me really some like to think
Well,
about
that
that.
was the first one. All right, but here's the second one. Now you
Okay.
okay? Here we go. Second one. What is your definition of romance, and why is that important to you?
Romance. My definition of romance is doing like to me it's really a feeling. So romance to me is when a person has taken the time to get to like kind of know me or know the things that I like and want to do things that make me happy. See, so example, if somebody knows I love, and it's also the way they present it, somebody knows I love chocolate ice cream, right?
Hmm.
Um, to me it's the thought, it's the thought of it. And I don't know, that might just be really corny and really simple, but to me those gestures, when somebody takes the time and they think about when they're going to do something for you, to me, I don't know, that's romantic. Like just trying to make sure the mood is set right, or um I don't know. It's all in what that person does for you. And I believe what makes it romantic is when that person knows what their partner likes and they take the time to really plan out the activity. That's romantic to me.
I'm gonna kind of let you off the hook, kind of, because
What?
I'm asking you what is romance to you. So you're saying what somebody else does for you. I'm talking about you. So you know what I mean. So if you're saying when I do things nice for other people, like they,
No, I'm saying when they do it, I'm saying when they
but
do it for me.
okay, because the second part of that is
And why
why.
it's important.
Yeah, I'm gonna let you slide. Go ahead.
No, no, no. I'm gonna answer why I think romance is important.
On that one, yes. Go ahead.
Okay, I believe it's important because it kind of shows me what you think of me, and I'm because romance is done with actions and things. So people are intentional in what they do. So to me, when I look at how a person, how they have planned something out for me, even if it's something simple, let's just say I came home and there was some rose, it was a candle lit in the bedroom. The bed was made up nice. The lights are that, like there's a candle, like, and there's some rose petals on the bed. Now, that sounds very simple. Somebody may say, "Oh my gosh, that's corny." I don't look at it that way because that person was very intentional in their thought process and in their actions. And to me, that's romantic. That's romantic.
Well, you,
And it means a lot to me because that tells me that that person cares about me, that they love me, you know.
don't have me go back to that word. You're gonna mess around and have me go right back to that.
Look, or a strong like for me, because somebody that's going through well, listen, I know you got some gamers out there, some men who are just like about the game, but I'm talking about the men who genuinely care for their partner, because to me those type of actions are intentional, and to me those type of things are romantic.
Well, all right, but I won't let you get away with just saying men because there are some women out there who are gamers as well. Let's move on before we get into a discussion. Let's move,
You're right.
let's move on to the next one.
Okay,
Eh,
okay.
On a scale of 1 to 10, how romantic are you, Monique?
How romantic am I?
Hmm.
I would say I'm a 9.
Okay, that's good. That is a part two to this, or part B, A, or B. However,
Okay.
give us an example of what makes you a nine. What have you done that would make you say, "I'm a nine," Sean?
Okay, what have I done?
Yes. What can you share
Okay.
with us?
Okay, okay, what can I share? All right, hold please, hold. Hold on 1 second.
Hold on, while you think about it. Hold on, I'm gonna share.
I'm trying what I can okay, I
No, I'm gonna
can
share this. I'm gonna share this because somebody's getting on you. Hi guys, haha Mo, get it together. Love to me is when you best get that special feeling like for the forehead kiss. It puts me on a high. Love is making me feel that way, whether it's verbally, physically, or emotionally, in any kind of occasion. I don't know her. Obviously, you know Myra.
well this is she's a poet.
Okay,
This,
okay,
and you gotta have her on the show. She wrote a book of poetry, and we'll talk about that later because I don't want to digress, but that's my girl that I go to when I need to have somebody write something.
okay.
That's a
Well,
poet right
that's
there.
why she jumped on you. So get it together.
Of
Let's go.
course. Yes.
Give us now your example of what makes you a nine.
What makes me a 9? Okay. So let's just use this is when I was in a relationship. I know Valentine's Day is coming up, right?
Hmm.
I know what my man likes.
Okay.
So I'm going to make sure that I have on something that is very appealing to him. I made sure that it was very appealing. Um, I had made his favorite meal.
Hmm.
I made sure that the ambiance was definitely on point. And I made sure there was some extra goodies for the evening that had not been experienced before. And just to kind of, so to me, that's my nine.
Okay.
That's my nine. That's
Again,
my
really,
nine.
really simple and easy. These are you. It's the stuff about you. So there's no wrong answers.
Right. That's what I'm
Nothing-
saying. Like for me, any time that I've done something for my partner, it was intentional. It was thought put into it so I can make the person feel special.
Right.
And for me, that's why I consider myself a
That's
romantic.
perfect. That's wonderful. Um, Lord have mercy. Um, Give me three things that turn you on about a man. What are the top three things that turn you on about a man?
Okay. My top three things. You have to be funny. You have to have a sense of humor. That that's a turn on for me. Um,
Okay.
Being an entrepreneur, I know it may sound corny or whatever. That is a that's a turn on for me. Somebody who is, and they may not even be where they want to be, but the idea that they have an entrepreneurial spirit and they out there hustling and grinding, that's a that's a turn on for me.
Okay.
And because we're not going to talk about, I'm not going to say the physical aspect because I know a lot of times, of course, that's what kind of gets. She said, "I'm dying right now."
She's dying right now.
I know it's funny. Entrepreneur, that's a turn. And let me tell you, if you could fix something, if you could fix something around the house, baby,
Handyman.
if you put a tube bed on, I'm like, wait, what? What you want? You want steak? What you want? You want a cocktail? If you could fix it, if you listen, don't. Oh wait, I was only joking with that, but to
I'm
be
sure you wasn't.
no, that's the fourth. A man who is smart, like bringing that value add to the table. So being an entrepreneur, but just being a person
Okay.
who is smart, who has intellect. Yeah. And
All
then
right.
look, so like intellect slash kind of like you can get a little gangster too. But look, but then I could put you in the boardroom,
Right.
and then you could,
Well,
but you could be like, come here, girl, come here. And I'll be like, huh? What? Okay.
don't get don't get too happy because we're gonna go to the other side now.
Oh my gosh.
Give me three
Okay. All
things,
right, let me
three
stop.
turn-offs.
You said what?
Three things that turn you off about men.
Three things that turn me off?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Like, don't, three things that turn me off. Okay, one, don't try to, I don't like men to try to buy me. Like feel like they have to, and I had this one guy that was trying to date me. I just felt like he was just trying to like throw money. Oh, let me. I'm gonna take care of you, I was like, well, you just met me. Like don't try to buy me or try to feel like you have to compete with me.
Okay.
Because you think I have a certain. That's why I don't like to talk money. I don't like to talk anything like that. I just want to like you for you.
Mm-hmm.
Don't worry about what I have or what I don't have. So I don't like when somebody tries to buy me.
Okay.
And I don't like that. Another thing that turns me off is being inconsiderate. That's like really a big turnoff for me. And I mean that's with people with general, but that's one thing like a man like not being considerate is a big turnoff. And when people don't say what they mean. Like, say what you mean and mean what you say. Like, don't tell me all the things like you think that I want to hear. That's a turnoff. I don't like that. I really don't like that. So that's the thing. Don't send your representative because people like to listen. Let me stop for a second. Everybody sends their representative, right? You want to be on your best behavior. Everybody send their representative, but you can't send a representative where it's to the point of where you can't keep that up anymore. Now you listen. Don't try to start the bar up here because the representative is in. But then once you get me, now the bar is down here now. Whoa. No, you better look, do and say what you mean and mean it. Let me just say that.
Yeah, no, I agree. I agree because that becomes a part of just being honest and being
Yes.
truthful. So
Yes.
break it down on that level because
Right.
yeah, I'm gonna tell you what I mean, black and white. There's no gray area. You don't have to figure it out. And
Right.
you know what I mean? But on the flip side, people also have to well, we'll get into that. But listen, listen to what a person's saying to you.
Yes.
Don't don't make it up in your own head of what you think they're saying. Listen to what they're saying because most of the time when people tell you something, they're telling you about themselves, whether it's a lie or it's the truth. So just pay attention, be focused. I think no, honestly, sometimes, and I guess I've been that way as well. Like I always sometimes will put that on somebody else when the person is telling you who they are or showing you who they are, but you're figuring your own, making up your own situation, and it's like, no, it's your fault because you didn't say what you no, you didn't hear what I said, you didn't listen to what I
Right.
said. So, but you're right. But this is about you, so that's cool. Now, next one.
Okay.
Respect, honesty, and trust. You can remove one of those and still have a successful relationship. Which one are you letting go? You have to let one go.
I have to let one go.
You have to let one go. Respect, honesty, trust. And again, your relationship will still be successful, but one of those has to go. Which one are you letting go?
Tags. Ooh. If so, I don't have a choice. I have to let one of them go.
Yeah, you have no choice. You have to let one go. This one always takes a little bit of someone's time as well. So yeah, it's not an easy question.
It's not
No.
because
Which one can you live without?
gosh, Shawn. Okay, if I had I
I,
had to let go of one.
I just want to let you know if this was a game show and there was a time to this, you
Oh,
would
I would
lose.
have. I know I lost. I would lose. I would lose. I would tag. Tag, Shawn. You know where I'm stuck between, honestly? Respect and honesty. Both of
Just
those,
go with it. Just throw it
I
out there.
know they're very important,
Yep.
but I'm like,
But remember,
I'm
the key to this is you can still have a successful relationship without it. So it's not like if you take one out, it's gone, it's done. You can still your relationship will still survive, but one has to go.
okay. If I had to, like, I'm on the clock right now. If I had to do it, tag. I'm gonna say respect. Oh gosh, I even hate say. I'm gonna say respect. If I had, oof,
Don't
tag. But,
don't
but
bust your brain.
no, because that's hard. Because all of them are important, like you said. but I feel like I'd rather the person be honest and truthful with me, and you have to have trust. One of my relationships, it was over because I no longer trusted the person. I can't live like that, so I know I definitely had to have trust.
All right.
Um,
So you got to get rid of one.
I did. I'm saying if I have to get rid of one, it's going to be respect because guess what? Like you said, the relationship can go on, and if the person got to get out of line and don't respect me, you just gonna catch one. That's all. But we still together though, right?
That's what I'm saying. It's all good. It's
We
all
still
good.
together. But I want honesty. Honesty. Tell me the truth. I want honesty.
All right, so now we got to go back really quickly because we're running out of time. Got to go back to that first question and give me your definition in under 30 seconds. What is your definition of love and why is it important to you?
Okay, my definition is what Myra said. And so you said, why is it important?
I'm not accepting that answer.
I gotta come back on the show. Then I gotta love to me is that person that gives me that warm and fuzzy feeling. Love is to me is when I can't wait to get home. I want to see you or just if I'm just sitting and I'm thinking of just something funny you said or something you did. It's a feeling that I don't know. You make my hair stand up. I don't know.
Listen, I'm gonna tell you this. Myra gave another answer, but I'm not putting her answer up there. She's not gonna
my
be
writer.
She's not gonna be feeding you and cheating on this game.
She speaks for me.
She's not speaking for you tonight. She's not.
Myra speaks for me.
Myra is quiet right now. I'm muting her at this moment. She'll come on and give her own answers on the show. I'm not bringing her back on. I'm gonna put her answer up at the very end of the show. All right. All right. Mo, I'm gonna be honest with you. Like, you're a deep thinker, and you've been one of these people. Wait, listen what Robin says. Look what Robin said. Girl, we're gonna have to throw.
But you know what? No, Shawn, I'm glad you did ask me that because I never really saw and thought about what is love to me.
All right.
I just know what I like when I feel it. I know how I like a person to make me feel. I know those. I never thought about it.
No, I'm gonna have to move on with you. I'm gonna have to
move on. Move on.
No, Myra, you're okay. She says, "I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Shawn." Well, we got to finish this up. So before we get out of here, there's a game called Favorite Sevens. These should be easy for you. I'm gonna say something. You're gonna give me your favorites, and we're gonna be up and out of here. And I'm gonna get you off the hot seat.
Get me out the hot seat, man.
Here we go. Number one, favorite. You ready?
Yeah.
Favorite food, Bo. Favorite food.
Shrimp.
That's easy. See, that's how easy these are. Favorite song all time. All time song.
My favorite all-time song.
If it came on right now, you'd cut this interview off. Favorite song.
Oh, dag. Oh,
I don't know that one.
Wait. Oh my gosh, there's so many that just turn me on. Wait.
Favorite song. One song, and then we'll turn you on afterwards.
Okay, wait. Okay, so a song right now, if it came on, Focus. I love that song by her.
Okay. All right. I know that one. All right.
Yeah.
Favorite all-time movie.
Love Jones.
That's a good one. All right, cool. Favorite vacation spot.
My favorite vacation spot. I haven't been so many places, but I did love Punta Cana. Yay.
Okay, all right.
Punta Cana.
Favorite book you've read all time. Any time, young, older, it doesn't matter. Favorite book.
That's bad. I'm more of a movie watcher. Hold on. I know that's horrible. I have to get better, but it honestly was it was a book by Zane. I'm not proud of that because it was a fresh book.
It's
I'm
okay.
sorry.
That's all right. I know Zane as well.
Look, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I
That
know
that
Zane.
that
Very,
that
very
wasn't good.
provocative stuff.
And I don't even remember the name. That's
All right.
horrible.
Book by Zane.
That's bad.
No, that's all good. Let's go with
Yeah.
favorite all-time TV show.
Martin.
Okay. And last one to get you off of here. Favorite time of the day for love making for you.
Ooh. I don't know. I'm a night person. It's something about the black, dark night. That kind of
Okay.
I mean, it is something about the night that does it for me.
All right, cool. And with that answer, Monique Andress, you are now, I'm sure, gratefully off of the romantic funny man love seat because it burns your buns a little bit. So
It's it out,
I,
stay
I thank you for coming on the show. Like once again, tell them exactly where they can find you on social media.
Okay, well, you can follow me on Instagram at Mo Andress, Moandress, and you can find me on Facebook. I see Ty has it up. Monique Williams. Look for Monique Andress. And soon, Shawn, you gotta have me back on the show because then I ain't even get to talk about, my new co-host gig on the Kiss
Right.
Radio
You were
Show
supposed to talk
Live
about the
on
radio thing, so
Fubu.
remember that. Yeah. Well, listen, you can always come back. You come back
Okay.
anytime you want to. Please leave them with a positive message in about 1 minute.
Leave a positive
Leave a
message.
message for the folks watching. Yes.
Listen, we've been through a lot this year. And if you haven't learned anything else, let go of hate. Let go of hurts. Make up with that person. Time is short. And listen, just love on your people. That's all. And just try to mend those broken relationships. Honestly, that's what I would say to people. Kind of, yeah,
All
mend
right.
those past hurts.
Well,
Yeah.
Monique, you know I love you, darling. So thank you so much
Love
for
you.
stopping by, hanging out, and like they said, good luck in everything you do. We'll be talking
Thank you.
anyway. And I want to thank everybody over there on Facebook on the After Dark page, the Shawn Cornelius
Yay.
fan page, and the Shawn Cornelius personal page for hanging out with me and Monique tonight. You guys have
Yeah.
been very, very, very nice, fantastic. And let me throw this up really quick because I definitely we got to go. Here was her last comment. Respect. I'm honest enough to tell you what I feel and want you to be honest with me and trust you enough to do right, even though I may not respect your actions and behavior. Uh, that's cool. Since your birthday, you came on. Well, get me in touch with her. Maybe we'll have her on. She'll be on the hot seat and all these other good things. So
Yes.
listen. I want to thank you guys for tuning in. Continue to watch After Dark with Shawn Cornelius. I appreciate it. As I always say in parting, please go with God in your heart. Have a peace of mind. Have a wonderful, wonderful tomorrow. And please be safe. Continue to be safe. Take
Yes.
care of yourselves. Wear your mask, social distance, wash your hands. And not just over that, just take care of yourself in general. If you're not going to do it for yourselves, do it for me and Mo. Because I don't want to walk past you and you ain't got a mask on. She don't want to walk past you and you ain't got a mask on.
That's right.
So for Lula May and Cornelius's baby boy, I'm Shawn Cornelius, the romantic funny man, saying good night to you. God bless. Catch you around the corner on the next episode of After Dark with Shawn Cornelius. Good night, y'all. Peace.